All right. Good evening. It is now just after 7 o'clock here on the West Coast. I'm going to play a 30-minute game with the idea of I'm not that quick. And so I need all the time I can get to think through my options. Because if there's one thing that I do a lot, it's blundering, particularly when I'm not paying close attention to, once I play a move, what my opponent's next move might look like, and how that can set me up for a trap. And so having a 30-minute time allows me to avoid that. So that'll be what we go ahead and play here. I am okay. So whenever somebody plays e4, I always play e5. I know there's a bunch of different gambits and stuff, but what I'm looking to do here, I used to move my knight there so that I could threaten the queen, but the queen would hit me and put me in check. So what I've eventually learned was to just play the knight out to, what is that, c6, to protect that pawn. Of course, they're going to bring out their bishop here. Oh, or not. I don't know what the point of that move is. Is it to bring out the pawn? It's to block my knight, sure, but typically I'm used to folks bringing out their bishop and, trying to. So I think now I'm ready to bring out this knight and threaten that. Listen, what I'm going to try to do is get a little bit more development and try to make their queen bounce around. Hopefully that's what I can do, because protected. So they just got to move, and I've brought out a piece. Okay, so if they move there, okay, that's where I was kind of assuming they were going to move. So, now, here's just another. I guess my concern is if I come here, that they bring out. If I move here and they bring out a pawn, if I just scoot back, they bring their pawn forward. Maybe they're at a point where they're a little bit over advanced. Bishop, pawn, takes. So I think I'll bring it out. Hope I didn't miscalculate that. Brings, takes. They just lose, right? I protected. Sometimes I get a little bit worried because I'll forget, like when I've got that knight bishop, one's protecting the other. But that's not what I'm looking at right here, I don't think. However, if they bring their pawn out here, then maybe I just take a step back. Okay, smart move, I think. So let's just think about this. So let's take a step back, and they come forward. Then I've got my knight that I'm worried about. Man, I screwed this up. Okay, I should have thought this about. I took the time to calculate this pawn coming forward. I didn't take the time to calculate that. So let's go ahead. If I come here, bring this. I'm worried that I'm going to end up getting my bishop trap, so I'm just going to bring it back. I didn't mean to bring it back there. I've already screwed this up. I meant to bring the bishop here, so I could bring my knight here when they advance, because they're about to advance, of course. now I'm going to have to bring the knight here, which I don't like. Oh, that's not a big deal. Boom. Nice. So now that bishop's trapped. But now, so is this one. So now, I'm going to castle kingside. Well, maybe not right now, but I'm going to. Is there a way for me to continue taunting their queen? Yes, there is. And I'm going to have to move this pawn. I'm going to have to get it out of the way. If they bring what I think they're going to do, I think they're going to bring this pawn forward. I'll bring this one, trade if necessary, and then I've got the open file, semi-open file. Or, okay, I like that. There you go. So, damn it. Okay. So, push, takes. I'm okay if they take that pawn. I'm okay taking there. But again, that's one of those things, it's like, sometimes I forget, oh, hey, the knight's guarding that. If I have to move the knight, or if my knight gets pinned, that's in trouble. So that's one of the things that I got to try and remember. So, okay, so let's say so takes, let's just say I do. Let's just say I take, and they take, and I take. No. You know what I want to do? Let's just say my king was here, okay? And they... Ooh. Why aren't they taking that pawn? That's a free... I've got a pawn hanging and I feel stupid now. Let's just... They might have recognized that. Oh man, I don't like anything about my position. They're active, but largely stuck. I'm just stuck. So, you know what I might end up doing here is bring in my bishop. Man. If I take... So, takes, takes. So, I'll keep the tension. and take my free pawn. Go ahead, get the knight. Oh, shit. Damn it. Again, miscalculated. Damn it. Wow, they win that trade. Ugh, okay. Don't feel good about that. Okay, is there anything hanging? Yep, right there. Okay, because I've got a pawn hanging. Oh, man. So here's what I'm doing. I'm not feeling good about this, and I'm playing pretty quickly without thinking through the move that's available to me or what their response might be. So I've got this covered, this is covered, this is stuck. They can hit, but for no good reason. They can go there, I can take. They can go there, take a pawn. So I'm feeling good about where they are right now. I feel like I've actually done a pretty good job with my pieces. So I'm going to come here. Damn it. Mess with the queen. Okay, because if they protected that pawn, what I want to do now is hit this pawn. Ooh, that'll be a great pawn to hit because now I'm getting a rook or a bishop. Yeah, rook. Forgot the name of the pieces. Unless, of course, boom, got him. Okay, so, okay, I'm feeling good about my position now. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, feels good. Okay, so let's go ahead and analyze. Because there's a couple blunders there, I think. There got to be at least two, right? Okay, so E4, E5. Oh, here let's go review. Because I I feel like in that game I only won because I was able to fight myself out of a hole. Oh God, 51. That was bad. Intense. That was a serious game. No, pathetic. That was an embarrassing game. But okay, let's start review. So I didn't realize that the best line there was to return your queen home. Looks like I win this opening with about 50-50. Sounds like me. Okay, so let's go. So they should have brought out their right. So yeah, they had an opportunity for piece development. They missed it. Smart thing to do is to bring out the knight because I'm developing a piece, threatening the queen, making them move their piece that's in there more than once. They should have moved it a step back even further, and I'm wondering why that is. Because, well, now let's take a look here. So I should have moved that piece. What's the next move for them? To take? Okay. Just needless to say, that's not how the game unfolded. So again, I was thinking here just, hey, I got another piece development. Again, they still missed another opportunity to develop a piece and brought out their their pawn. So I meant to move here so that when they move here, I'd be able to bring my knight back. That's what I had in mind. And they bring it further. I just take and I've got the open line. That's what I thought was probably going to happen. Instead, I moved all the way back and blocked my knight's access, and they didn't come forward anymore. Again, you know, if I'm white, I'm not sure why they did that because it's locked in right there. I would have brought out my white squared bishop. So, you know, I'm not sure what they were doing there. I'm not sure what I was doing there. My idea, I think, was that if they did come out here, I would stop them. However, that's just me hanging a pawn. Fortunately, they didn't realize that now that I look at it. Okay, so why did they're questioning pushing the pawn right there. I assumed it was just coming to hit my knight, to get my knight to move. What did I do? So, okay, so pushed a pawn there. That was a good time to castle. I think one of the things that I do is I'm too worried about building a strong defense, or when I'm going on the attack, making sure that I'm moving with a little bit of tempo. So I'm pretty slow to castle, but it looks like that was probably a good time to do it. Why did I move that pawn forward there? What was I trying to do? Again, I think I'm worried about this bishop coming out. I don't know, or no. What was I worried about there? I'm not sure. I don't know why I moved that pawn. Okay, again, I have a hanging pawn. At some point, I realize that I think it's coming up here. But so, again, I'm not sure what that move does. Okay, I bring out the pawn there. Yeah, because when I'm calculating here, I'm forgetting that the queen can then hit the rook. So if it's trade, takes, wait, how did I calculate this? I was thinking takes, takes, takes. Oh yeah, but what had me hesitant was there. I was considering for a minute moving the king out of the way so that if they did come for my rook, I just take it with the queen. But obviously that's not what happened because I played, or they, you know, I passed on that and brought this out now to protect. Because again, hanging pawn, I'm not sure why they missed it so many times. I'm not sure how I missed it so many times. Okay, so attacking the knight, just moved it to get it out of the way. One of the things that I was considering, and you know, because that pawn was there, I wasn't able to. I wanted to just keep toying with the queen. Obviously, the pawn there prevented it. Okay, so get the knight out of the way. I really miscalculated this. So one, I saw the free pawn there, but once they took, I knew that I could take, regardless of what their move was, and of course that did make sense. I thought I would take there, and here's where I needed to slow it down and realize I needed to slow down. I didn't think about the fact that their knight could hit me, and not only could their knight hit me, but then no matter what I do with this knight, you know, they're going to pick up a knight. So takes, you know, they obviously won this trade. Well, actually, let me go and take that back. In this trade, right, they've got the rook. Even though I'm protecting my knight, should they take the knight, you know, they're up material, right? Because they've got a rook and a knight for, you know, I've got the so if I were them, I would have taken there, but you know, I'm no expert. What I did do, why didn't I play this already? Right, what I really, white wins. Yes, okay, I see what I was protecting against. Right, so I know that castling here isn't a bad move. I I wasn't excited to castle with all this open space. I don't know, you know, I don't know. Although it's not like I've got a ton less open space over here. Um, so yeah, brought the knight over just to protect, to make sure that the queen couldn't get to that pawn, right? Um, so when they moved their rook over, I didn't like that. Okay, so what I was trying to do here before, let's take a step back. What I now had in mind was bring the knight to harass the queen, get the queen to move, then fork the king and the rook. Without realizing it, they would have just been able to take anyway. So I'm glad they moved their rook, actually, because the way I was going, I probably wouldn't have been able to. So why are they giving me such a good lead here? They're giving me such a good lead here because I played the correct move. Queen there takes. Yeah, and as soon as the queen, you stop protecting that pawn, I saw the little V formation here, so I took, knowing I was going to get one of these two, right? And I here's what's funny, I prefer this one because this rook is protected. And so I think they wound up moving that or blocking that one, but that's not the one I wanted anyway. So that worked out in my favor. And is this where they resigned? Yeah, it's not good for them by any means, but I don't know. I'm pretty open. They've got a check right here. I suppose I could take. Then they got another check right here. There was nothing about this game that made me feel like I was safe, but that was definitely a little bit of a blunder there. So anyway, this is just one more win, trying to get closer to improving my rating. Thanks for joining.